I'm in a room full of, I don't know what to call you anymore, conservatives, Republicans, fascists, I don't know. Are your parents Americans or immigrants?
No, my parents are United States citizens.
But they're immigrants, you said.
No, they came here as immigrants. However, but
So they
I
are
want to make the
immigrants.
claim that we cannot
I came here as an immigrant, I'm an immigrant.
But at this point, when they came, the United
People
States
aren't happy with the way this is going. First, fourth, fifth, 14th, 22nd amendments. Those are my amendments that I came with today. If you don't want to debate them, just say so.
Are you supporting like raping innocent women? Nuns, dude. Killing priests? I mean, priests don't brandish guns and kill people.
You just refuse to condemn the Nazi Holocaust, my friend. I don't think you're in a position to ask anyone any questions.
I said that one pardon against somebody.
It was 1,600 pardons. 600 of those were people charged
one
with...
example that you just gave me.
I can give you more. Should I keep going?
Fine.
Shane
And I'll say the exact same thing every single time.
Then your argument will fall apart.
This was one of the more frustrating things to watch. Jubilee, once again, platformed literal Nazis on their platform in the spirit of, as their founder Jason Y. Lee puts it, reaching a middle ground. It rarely occurs. Meanwhile, one famous hip-hop artist would enter the chat.
Mehdi's face on this Jubilee, it just came out. It already got like 1 million views. Mehdi Hasan's face after they get up from talking to him, it's like, yo, what in the he looks genuinely like, yo, like what in the is going on? It's like he want to go back to London. It's like they're gonna make him go back to London. He like, what the fuck? Boy, when I tell you, there are moments in this that are hilarious and horrifyingly soul-crushing. The things that these people are saying. And then Mehdi's being a straight gangster. Just boop, 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 boop. Just whatever side of the fence you on. Yo, this is gonna go down in history as one of the most defining moments in media, bro. This has to win like an Emmy or some shit. This is wild. Super wild.
That being one of the best lyricists out there, Chicago's own Lupe Fiasco.
The United States is not a bad nation, it's a noble nation. And then you go out there and you talk to a lot of younger people, and this is what gets me. That your constituency are not exactly political science PhDs, okay? They're impressionable kids.
I don't think that matters. I don't think you need to have a
they
political
listen to you,
PhD
Mr. Jacob.
to understand
they listen to
understand politics. To understand politics, I don't think you necessarily need that. And I don't think that politics are as complex as people like to make them seem or out to be.
Lupe knows a thing or two about the media space from his hits on Fox News with Bill O'Reilly.
For me, it's like I'm trying to fight the terrorism that's actually causing the other forms of terrorism. You know, the root causes of the terrorism is the stuff that the U.S. government allows to happen. You know, and the foreign policies that we have in place in different countries that inspire people to become terrorists. You know, and it's easy for us because it's really just some oil, which we can really get on our own.
To the now defunct What's Trending.
You don't have to listen to my music, you know. Why do you have to subject yourself to such this onslaught of just negativity every day? You know, that's why I can't listen to the radio. It's like I can listen to the radio for one day and wait 3 months and then turn it on again and get another dose just to make sure. Like I listen to Fox News, but like the Patriot, like the crazy news station where they really go in every like couple months just to remind myself that it's still nonsense out there. And that's the only reason I listen to it. It's like, yeah, that's still crazy.
He would dish on Murdoch's media empire.
Malcolm X was a preacher. You know, Martin Luther King was a preacher. Jesus was a preacher. You know, and people have no problem with them being preachers. But at the same time, too, people had one hell of a problem with them being preachers. You know, so what side do you take? Do you take the side of the Romans? You know, do you take the side of the Ku Klux Klan? You know, do you take the side of COINTELPRO? And you say, yeah, they're preachers, and they should just be, you know, why they got to talk to us so much? We kind of know, you know, do you take that side, you know, or do you take the side of the people, you know, of their message, of what they were saying, you know, and how deep and meaningful it was, and the risks that they took to now, you know, after their unfortunate demises, that they are the standard of humanity. Those preachers are the standard of humanity from a religious context, and if you're an atheist, okay, then you have James Baldwin, You know, and if you don't like black homosexuals, then okay, there's Malcolm X. And if you don't like black Muslims, okay, then here's here's Martin Luther King. If you don't like Martin Luther King, then here's Howard Zinn. You know, there were these people pointing fingers, you know, who are now the standards of what humanity is, you know, and morality and ethics, you know, and compassion. So hell yeah, I'm a preacher. You goddamn right.
And give history lessons one clip at a time. On the Jubilee front, before I get to my thoughts, a few TikTokers were cooking on the app.
Hey, so Jubilee needs to be shut down because they are simply a vehicle to legitimizing far-right and fascist content. One of the recent videos that I had a major problem with was the 20v1 with Dr. Mike. It was supposed to be anti-vaxxers versus a doctor, and it just ended up being a bunch of people who just hate doctors and just opening up about their problems with the healthcare world and not actually having a debate. And anytime Dr. Mike tried to go into depth and explain something with real science and facts, they would throw all the red flags and he would have to shut up. One white guy claims to be Native American and has the right to this land. Another guy admits to being a fascist and the entire room applauds him. And the third guy tells Mehdi Hasan to get out of his country because he doesn't want him. This goes beyond the rage bait style content that's inflammatory and is supposed to invoke conversation and goes full on into sympathizing with objectively wrong people. Jubilee historically has been quite awful at mitigating harmful ideologies as well as misinformation, and the system with which they conduct debates is quite flawed. But when you start platforming people who are openly and proudly saying they are fascist and part of these harmful ideologies to your tens of millions of followers and viewers, you are sympathizing with them.
Peter is Peter on TikTok.
The whole thing is basically a stringing up in verbal form. Jubilee put Hasan in a room with a bunch of people who would gladly unalive him if they were in, you know, the woods at night rather than a lit camera studio. One guy is literally shaking with adrenaline and barely restrained from actual violence. And Jubilee is trying to pretend like it's some form of fair and balanced debate. It's a mockery of debate to start with, and Hasan was completely right to say that he doesn't debate with fascists. There's no point in giving those type of views any type of platform in the first place. It's just a sign of how far into fascism we've already fallen, right? People don't like to think about it, but these are the everyday people that voted for Donald Trump. First of all, the fact that, you know, these people feel comfortable acting like this openly on media says one thing, and then the fact that the media feels comfortable putting it out is entirely another thing. Hasan was right. You don't debate with fascists. You don't give them a platform, because by giving them a platform, you're implicitly saying that it is acceptable to debate about dehumanizing people, right? Because that's what fascists do. They dehumanize people, they pick an enemy, and they pretend that they're subhuman. And to debate with a fascist is to say that the value of a person's humanity is worth debating in the first place. And it's not.
To another favorite of yours truly, Silent Middle Child on the same platform. And here is where I stand once more. This platform is not conducive to entertaining different schools of thought in a legitimate sense. It is political fodder. This is not debate. This cosplays as debate. What I have seen over and over again with every single clip that I have watched from this show, that I have either been forced to because it will continue popping up where other shows cover it, and also where I will see someone like Haas go over it and talk about it, and many other shows, again, do so as well. What I think is most troubling is that Jubilee is winning by utilizing a content strategy that sets us back further as a society. They are benefiting from this hatred. You know, that's my headphones. Quick shout out to, by the way, me, because I interviewed Professor Richard Wolff on my podcast, The Rick Strom Show. Go check it out. I watched him debate a fellow economist. And to many who are in this hypersensitive way of viewing politics as reality TV and the WWE, and even The Undertaker saying, I love how you made politics fun again. It's not fun. This isn't supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be dry. It's supposed to be boring. It's supposed to be boring policy where we don't have culture war vultures leeching onto every topic so they could avoid putting forth good policy to keep us distracted. I digress. A distraction while a distraction. But nonetheless, I digress. To prepare for my interview with Richard Wolff, I watched a few of his debates. And they, guess what? We're boring. They're not supposed to be, oh, there's Hulk off the top rope, oh, and the Ultimate Warrior with a clothesline. That's what it's supposed to be. But do you think Jubilee would benefit from having someone like Professor Richard Wolff debate 20 conservative economists? No, because the jargon and the language is too high for an electorate in this country where the education level is utterly preposterously low. They know where their bread is buttered. Yeah, they'll put out a few videos here and there, but they really have inroads by doing political discourse. And Jason Wiley said in an interview that we aired, I believe yesterday or 2 days ago, with Taylor Lorenz on her YouTube channel, go subscribe to her, she's a fantastic journalist, where he said they will vet people. Really? You'll vet people. So you're okay with platforming Groypers. You're okay with platforming Nick Fuentes stands. Great replacement theory people. That's insane. So he's admitting that it's okay to air these ideologies because we have to find this fallacy of a middle ground that does not exist, because you don't platform fascists. You don't platform Nazis. I agree with what Anthony, Silent Middle Child on TikTok said, where he said they do dehumanize people. They pick an enemy and they pretend they're subhuman, and to debate with a fascist is to say that the value of a person's humanity is worth debating in the first place, and it's not. Freaking men, it's not. Jubilee doesn't care. That's why they've seen their numbers skyrocket. That's why they have, 10 million subscribers on YouTube? Because you don't monetize off of, morality. You don't monetize off of, in that sense, this debate culture, which I intentionally do not partake in because I don't believe in it. I believe all these people are opportunists. Every single one of them. Mehdi Hasan tried his best. He's also promoting his outlet. More people are going to follow him now. It's fine. It's fine. But those people that go up there, what they're doing is trying to make a name for themselves. And what we have seen from the conservative mind is that all that they want, like that dude in the backwards hat saying we should deport you, it's not rooted in fact. It's shock jock culture in this format of a conservative 20-something-year-old who is potentially a lost cause. I hate the platform. I hate Jubilee. I hate what they have done. I hate the fact that this is acceptable. It is not. And it should not be.